Hello, how's it going? Okay, there is no echo. All right. Sounds like we...
So that was our global meditation. Thank you very
much. Okay. I am live once again. And... oh dear. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to pin this comment and we can get started. For those who are just joining on and joining us for this live stream, while I am sharing this out and pinning the comment for the information, make sure you have your crystals, all relating to the root chakra, any sacred objects, and some pieces of paper to write on with a pen, okay? And then, of course, if you have a crystal grid like this, even better. But if you don't have a crystal grid, it's perfectly fine. Okay. There we go. Let's pin this. Pinning. Okay. So for those who are just joining on, my name is Nina Simone. I'm a crystal healer, and I have also been initiated into Toltec shamanism. And so by that right, I am technically called a Toltec shaman, but I consider myself more a student of Toltec shamanism. And it has been a while since I have done this live or any videos in a while, because I've been in a deep space of culmination, hibernation, just figuring out ways that I can better serve my community. And when I came out of meditation, this is what happened. And so my desire tonight is to show everyone simple energy grids, simple ways you can make the most of what you have. A lot of times when people get started with crystals, they don't know where to begin, they don't know how to start, and they either think that they don't have enough crystals, but a lot of times you don't need a lot of crystals, and that's the whole purpose of the simple energy crystal grid. And so for those of you who are just joining on, make sure you have some paper, a pen, something to write with, and some crystals. I have my favorite generator quartz crystal that I like to work with. Since I've recently relocated, I have learned that traveling with crystals can be a challenge because they can be a little heavy. So, and then I have my garnet. This is good for the root chakra. And then I have a few other quartz crystal points. Okay, so before we get started, I really just want us to all take a moment and to close our eyes and just take 3 deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth again. And the last time, breathing in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. Awesome. Let's go ahead and invite any of our guides or celestial guides, whether it's your guardian angels, the archangels, your ancestors that support you from a place of love and light. I like to invite my higher self and ask that there's a circle of protection around each and every one of us that are participating, whether in the live stream or in a future time. And then after that's done, let's go ahead and get started. And if you're just joining in, please say hello in the comments. Let me know that you're here. Let me know what you're thinking about, how are you feeling. So with this series, we're just doing simple energy crystal grids. And with the energy crystal grid, we are going to be incorporating more than just crystals. It's a crystal energy grid. And the focus for tonight is going to be the root chakra. So for me, I'm a very visual person. So I created a root chakra mandala, because if you don't already have a root chakra mandala laying around, sometimes it's best to draw something that represents what you are working with. And so, hi Tamara. Hi Fred. Okay. And so this is a root chakra mandala, and I just went on a Google search and I pulled up the images and I just kind of drew one out and I added my own elements to it. And so let's talk a little bit about the root chakra. So whenever you are learning to do any kind of self-healing or self-development of any kind, and you don't know where to start, I always say the best place to start is with your chakras. And the root chakra is where we're starting first. And so a little bit about the root. The root is your foundation. Normally there's like a square representing the base, the foundation. And without a good root chakra, it will be really hard to manifest or to stay focused or to do much of anything else in life. We really need a strong foundation to be able to do anything that we desire in our life. So, hi Ruby. Hi Paula. And so with all of this, I added a few more elements of the root chakra. I added some affirmations. So I am well supported, rooted, and grounded. I am well provided for. If you want to add in some colors, root chakra colors are usually red and black, sometimes brown if you want to incorporate like the Earth Star chakra, but we're going to just keep it simple just for tonight. If you want to tune in and add a musical note, C natural, C sharp is usually defined by the root chakra. If you want to incorporate some activities, dancing, climbing, power yoga, anything that gets you like deeply in your body activates the root chakra. Its seed sound is Lam if you want to do like the yoga Sanskrit meditation. And it's governed by the planet Saturn, and its element is earth. If you want to add in some fruits or roots or herbs or scents to really emphasize this, and I'm going to get into that in a minute, you can work with valerian, vetiver, ginger, cinnamon, or any kind of root vegetable, okay? So this is going to be literally the base of our grid. I have one of these that I love to build all of my grids on. If you do not have one of these, it's perfectly fine. But as you build your grid, put it in a place where you can see it every single day, because for about a week, you're going to seed your intention into this grid. And so I'm going to put this on my grid. And so when you're building energy grids, you always want to have your main crystal. And this is my main crystal. I love this crystal. This is just a quartz generator. And then I brought in my favorite little garnet stone. This is a great root chakra crystal. If you want to know more about quartz, you want to know more about garnet, I did videos of them. If you just go on the playlist about Crystal Information 101, all the videos are there. And then I brought in some of these guys. Some just like little pieces of quartz crystal to help shape my grid. So as you build your grid, a lot of times if you do a search on the internet, you see all these beautiful, elaborate grids. And to be honest, I don't really know how to make them that amazing, but I do know how to make them very effective, which to me is more important. And so when you're building your grid, it's really good to work with different shapes. And so these are some of the common shapes that you can work with, depending on your intentions. So when I held up my grid right here, this is the flower of life. With the flower of life, it contains basically all the shapes, all the sacred geometric symbols within them. And it's for general gridding. It's generally the most powerful, and you can build any shape out of it. If you do not have that, you can get a blank piece of paper like this and draw the shape that you were working with. So your grid does not have to be big. It does not have to be super elaborate. If you choose to work with the seed of life, which is this guy right here, which is basically the very inside of the flower of life, this seed of life represents new shifts, new beginnings. If your intention is to create new shifts, open new chapters, and have new beginnings, if you want to work with the Metatron's cube, which is the two interlocking triangles, so this symbol is more about the merging and the fusion. It's really good for chakra healing, and it's also good for clearing or any kind of purification. It's also a really good general one as well if you don't know which specific shape to focus on. If you decide you want to work with the heart, this is good for love and relationships and harmony. If you work with the triangle, this is a good masculine or a very projective energy. I talk about this in a lot of my videos, the masculine or projective energies. So a triangle is very masculine or projective, and it's about sending out energy. It's about manifesting. If you choose to work with the circle, that's very feminine or receptive, and you can use that if you are working with any kind of fertility or feminine or just overall connection. Working with the spiral, which is one of my favorites. This is great for bringing in energy to your prayers or charging or boosting any kind of abilities or strengthening any kind of connection. So tonight, I am going to be working with the spiral. So when you work with the spiral, it can go in either direction. As you can see, my spiral is going outwards. If you change the direction of the arrow and make it inwards and you want to bring in energy, that's totally up to you. So you can take this time while I'm discussing the different shapes to draw out what symbol you are most drawn to. When you start to understand the basics of these simple symbols, you can start to combine them. So if you want to put a circle inside of a square, if you want to put a triangle inside of a circle inside of a square, or a triangle outside of a square, or a spiral and a heart, it's totally up to you. But I say start simple and just build from there. Don't get too complicated, because the more simple your energy grid is, the faster your intentions for healing or prayer is going to manifest. So now that I have my symbol, I'm actually going to put this symbol underneath my grid, okay? So I have my grid right here. I'm going to put the symbol underneath, and I'm going to put my root chakra symbol here on top, or you can put it underneath. It's totally up to you. It really just depends on what your aesthetics, what your desires for aesthetics are. And then I'm going to start with my master crystal. So my intention for the root chakra right now is not only just for myself, but also for the collective, okay? To strengthen our foundations. You know, I feel like collectively across the world, our foundations have been shaken, and this is a time where we absolutely need to be rooting down. And it never hurts to work on the root chakra whatsoever, because a lot of times people are up here in their head or up here in space and they're not grounded. And so everything that our hearts desires are not coming to fruition because we're not rooted. And so with our root chakra grid, we're going to learn how to root these in a little bit more. And then with your blank sheet of paper, I want you to write some intentions. I wrote my affirmations on my mandala. You don't have to do it that way. You can literally write it on a piece of paper. And let's say tonight you only have one intention, and then you leave space. And then tomorrow, to add on to your intention, you can write another intention, because another thing will come through, and then another thing will come through. This way, you're putting energy into your grid every single time. The more energy and focus that you put onto your grid, the better it'll be. So taking this time to write a few affirmations, I wrote, I'm safe, I'm supported, I'm rooted, I'm grounded. Anything that refers to the foundation. My foundation is strong. If you write your affirmations in the form of I am, those are the most powerful. And hi, Chris. And so you have your master crystal. Then I'm going to use my helper crystal. So I really want to tap the energy of garnet. Garnet is really awesome for the root chakra. It's like a battery. It really supercharges you and it propels you into action. And it's also good protection. So if you need more protection, you can also use garnet. You can also work with the root chakra to strengthen your protection. Because if you think of a tree in the roots, if a tree is not rooted, it falls over. But if a tree's roots are really strong, it can endure the strongest storm and not fall over. So you got to have really strong roots. So the reason why I work with quartz is because you can program quartz to be like any other crystal. Truly, quartz is the most powerful crystal, one of the most powerful crystals. It's a master crystal. It's a crystal healer, master crystal healer. And so if you don't have any other crystals, have quartz because I have garnet and I have quartz. Now I have mega garnet, okay? This amplifies, this repels, this attracts, this, rose quartz is great too. Clear quartz is really the best, in my opinion. It's the most powerful. All the quartz, it's the most abundant mineral that we have on this planet, other than like calcite, but that'll be for a future video. And so this is my helper crystal. And so as you place these crystals down in the grid, talk to them, introduce yourself to the crystal, even though it appears this crystal is solid, crystals are actually considered fourth state. They're not exactly solid. They are another state. It's another frequency, and they're wonderful, wonderful tools. A lot of people, and it doesn't matter if it's tumbled or raw. It's all about the intention. Raw crystals, in my opinion, tend to be a little bit more powerful because they've been tampered with less. Tumbled crystals are more refining. But if you work with specific shapes, such as these, it's more specific. And so when you work with specific shapes and points, it's the direction of the energy that you're trying to send it. But, if you need to go outside and collect some quartz crystals from outside, that's perfectly fine. So going back to introducing yourself to the crystal, the simplest and easiest way of doing that is asking to be connected with the diva of the crystal or the consciousness of this crystal, and then telling it your intention. And so my intention is to activate and to create a really strong, powerful root chakra for myself and for the world. And so I put my master crystal, I put my helper crystal or secondary crystal, and since I'm building a spiral, I'm literally building a spiral on my grid. And then I like to use these to help finish out the shape, okay? And so I'm placing each and every one of these onto my grid. Let's see if I can pick it up and show you in a certain direction or way. It's kind of hard with the light, but I'm just going around in a circle in a spiral, just like I showed you. And another one of the affirmations that I put in was for prosperity and for growth and for healing and for strength. And so this is where you can get really creative. I have also brought in elements to me that represent earth. I have some reishi mushroom. I like to work with dried things because you don't want to attract bugs, especially if you're going to have this in your room or your bedroom. So I'm going to put some reishi into my grid. Reishi mushrooms are amazing, honestly. A lot of people don't realize that it's because of the mycelium network, the rooting network that lives on our planet, that we have plants, that we have life, that we have animals. And so without the mycelium network, it would be really hard for us to have life on this planet. And so reishi is the medicine of immortality and healing and recovery. And it has a lot more properties to it, but I'm not going to get that deep into it. Another thing that I'm going to add, because this is a medicine that I love to work with, are cacao beans. So if you have coffee beans or seeds or any kind of other beans or roots, you can work with herbs, or you can write with little bits of piece of paper that you write down, and it can be gold, or you can put silver, any kind of metals onto your grid. And so I'm working with cacao because cacao is very grounding, and it also used to be used as currency, and so it's good for prosperity. So I'm putting cacao on my grid to strengthen my grid. And then earlier, when I mentioned, and after I'm done with this grid, I will take a picture of it and post it on my YouTube channel for everyone to see, just as a little bit of inspiration. Okay, that's a nice little spiral. Okay. And then, so I've got these elements, and you can always add on to these later on. And the intention is to actually add onto this grid every day to put energy into it. And then, of course, if you have another crystal, even better. This is called the key. This is my lovely shungite crystal. I like it because it has a pointed edge. And so the key is something that you want to keep with you. And if you're just joining us, please like this button. Please hit the like button, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us, and say hello in the chat room. So shungite is also great for the root chakra. But so if you don't have shungite, you can always use another piece of quartz. The key is literally the thing that activates and deactivates and turns on and helps direct the energy in your crystal grid. And so with the key, after you have blessed and connected with all the pieces of your grid, you're going to go to the master crystal in the very center. So I'm going to hold this right here. And just imagine that you're sitting down in like a beam of light to activate this grid. And I like to say, I like to be connected to the consciousness of this grid with all of my intentions as I now activate this grid. And then I begin to trace the circle or the spiral or the shape or the square, whichever shape that you have chosen, just trace that with the key. Now, if you don't have an extra crystal, it's perfectly fine to use your hand. I'm using my right hand, my dominant hand, the masculine side, the projective side, and you can do the same thing, because truly the energy being directed through this key is the exact same energy being directed through my hand. And so through my hand, I'm activating this crystal and bringing it down and around and to the outside. Ooh, I can already feel that. If you're sensitive to energy and you really believe in what you're doing, you can feel the energy of this. It's good to have a key, because let's say you have shared space with someone and you don't want anyone else to really breathe their intentions onto your stuff. You know, with your key, you have access to it. So it kind of creates a protective measure around it. And so that being said, that is how you build a root chakra grid. Well, let's see, going into the chat. Hello, Charlie. Hi, Trisha. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, 3 of 3s. How's everyone doing this evening? We're just building crystal energy grids. Tonight we're working on, and hello. We're just working on the root chakra. And like I said before, the root chakra is all about grounding, foundation, strength, endurance, vitality, prosperity, protection. It's really where it all begins. Before you build anything, you have to have a strong foundation. And so that is what all of this is all about. And so next week, we are going to be doing a grid on the sacral chakra. So I hope everyone joins me once again. And let's see, we're going to shift into, I'm sorry. So every day I want you to continue breathing into this chakra, breathing into this grid, focusing on the color red. If you're a visual person or you're a kinesthetic person, you could literally change your sheets to red. You could put something red in your bedroom. You could wear something red on your head. You could wear red jewelry. You could work with red crystals. You could wear red underwear, red clothing. All of these things really will keep you in that frequency of red. If you don't have any of these things, go on your phone or your computer and Google image red mandalas, and just stare at them for a couple minutes every day, just so you can tune into the frequency of red. And I swear, as you go throughout your day, you're going to start noticing more and more red. And you might even notice that the base of your spine starts to get stronger and your feet may feel more firm on the earth. Do I work with phantom quartz? I have worked with phantom quartz. I love all the quartz, truly. Phantom quartz is interesting. You can do some really good channeling and really deep meditations with them. But my favorite to work with, absolutely, is clear quartz. And so every day, all you have to do is just say one thing and do just one thing with this grid. And if you have nothing to say, you can at least put your hands above it and feel the energy and charge the grid up with your hands. For any energy healers out there, and just do some Reiki on it, or energy healing, whatever modality you work with. And let that flow through you and out through your hands into the grid, and ask that grid to also feed your root chakra, ask for healing. And to sit down and put your hands on your root chakra and ask yourself where you need healing, and visualize that red frequency, that red energy coming in and really nurturing that space for you. And if you want to take it a step further, walk around barefoot, walk on the earth, sit on the earth. Now, when you meditate on the earth, don't be surprised if once you get connected, you want to sit a little bit longer, because the earth has this habit of reclaiming her children. So she'll want to suck you in. And so make sure you set a timer, or just be aware if you're on a time constraint, because you can totally get lost in the earth meditations. Other than that, I am going to shift gears a little bit and do a reading for everyone for the collective. And then we're going to move into paid readings for those who are interested. I have the link for those who want to get a reading done pinned in the chat up above. So if you want a 1-card reading or 2-card reading or 3-card reading, this is a really special rate that I'm offering just for these lives. It's $11 for 1 card, $22 for 2 cards, and $33 for 3 cards. And I accept Venmo or PayPal. And let's see. So the first one I'm going to do is for the collective. Go ahead and smudge. Oh, another thing to keep in mind. I almost forgot. Anytime you feel like the energy's not flowing on your grid, get some smudge. It doesn't have to be sage. I hardly actually work with sage anymore. I like to explore and work with all the other different plants. So many plants have so many wonderful offerings, and people forget that. You can literally, okay, awesome, Tamara. Let me know what topic you want me to do your reading for. Do you want career? Do you want health? Do you want relationships? Do you want love? You want to keep it general? Just let me know. And so smudging your grid every day is a good practice. Smudging yourself every day is also a great practice. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards for the collective, see what's happening. Because I woke up this morning and the energy in the collective today was thick. I don't know if anyone else is feeling that, but it was weird. It was kind of discombobulating. But, you know, it's shifted and everything's calming. There's a lot of movement. So let's see. Okay. Okay. So how often should cords get cleared and recharged? It depends on what you're using it for. If you use it for crystal healing, like that one session, health, okay, I got you, Tamara. If you're using it for crystal healing, I would probably cleanse it immediately after. If you're using it for a grid, it's probably good for the entire time that you work with the grid. Oh, yes. So make sure all the crystals that you work with in your grid have been cleared and programmed before you put them into your grid, because otherwise you're contaminating your grid. And if you want to know more about that, I do have a video in on my channel. So if you just look through my channel and my playlist, you can totally see how to program, cleanse, and clear your crystals. It's really simple. With quartz, you can smudge it, you can stick it in your plant, you can stick it in some soil, you can run it underwater. It really just depends. So, all right. So the first card, whoa, okay, we're gonna do this one. Cards have a lot to say. In this one, and this one. You are so welcome. Okay, so the first card that I've got for the collective is the card of Dreamtime and Awakening. So we are collectively going through, like, the world is literally going through a huge shamanic ritual. It's like we're all in this ceremony, and we are going through an awakening in dream time. And so if you work when you work the chakras, you're going to notice that we have more than our 7 basic ones. I mentioned the Earth Star. We also have the Causal Gateway. We also have the Soul Star. We also have the Stellar Gateway. So if you go below the Earth Star and you go a little bit deeper, there is one where you can literally connect to the dolphins and the whales. And so with this archetype right here, this is representing your deep subconscious mind right now, going deep into your subconscious. And this is all about Dreamtime and Awakening right now. We are all being called to action. We are all being forced to look at the reality of what's happening right now. And if you aren't, you're going to feel like you're in a nightmare. You're going to be in your own self-created hell if you choose not to look at this. But for those of you who are choosing to look at this and do the work, it's going to be quite awesome, if not already awesome. I've had a lot of people tell me that the 2020, despite everything that's been happening, this has actually been one of the most incredible years of their life, and I have to agree. So the next card that I got is community. And so community is all about coming together. And so right now, it's so important that we come together. I think it's very interesting that during this time of COVID and Corona, they want us to be 6 feet apart, social distancing, stay away from your family, stay away from the elderly. But you know what? Human beings are so adaptable. We can overcome. There are different ways we can come together. If you don't feel safe getting together physically, we have this beautiful thing called technology that allows us to connect, that allows us to still talk to each other. And so while we're going through this huge collective awakening and dream time, we are also coming together as community, because this is the time during the Great Awakening of how we're supposed to bring more light and the new age and the new earth into this reality. And so the next card that I got for the collective is fluidity. And so once again, going back to being adaptable and figuring out how to go through it. So this is the Andromedan archetype. So the Andromedans, they know how to move throughout reality without getting dizzy and losing their way, because they're not relying on anything external outside of themselves to lead them. They're allowing guidance from themselves internally as their compass. Their compass, the internal compass, their truth is always going to be consistent in leading them in the proper direction. If you look at something outside of you that is constantly changing, that is constantly under the influence of other forces, it can create a lot of confusion for you. And so with this card, we're learning how to be adaptable and connect with our community, and at the same time, while we're going through this dream time and awakening. This is all happening in a parallel perspective. So these cards look at life from a past, present, future in parallel perspective. So it's really a multi-dimensional reading. And so this is all happening for us right now. We're learning how to be fluid. We're learning how to be adaptable. We're learning how to still connect during this great awakening. Because once 2021 gets here, you know, the universe is going to be like, I hope you had fun with your training wheels on, because we're really going to start rocking and rolling in the next phase. And so this is our proving grounds. This is just like the test run. This was like the beta. And so next year it's really going to kick up. The ante's going to be lifted. And so that is the reading for the collective. And then now I'm going to do a reading for those who have sent in their payments. Awesome. Tamara, she wants a 3-card reading for health. And for those of you who are just joining us, we are doing readings. Well, I'm doing readings. $11 for 1 card, $22 for 2 cards, and $33 for 3 cards. And it can be any topic. And the information is pinned in the chat room. So for Tamara, I'm going to draw from 2 decks. And this one. Whoops. Okay, fine. Looks like you got an extra bonus card, Tamara. So the first card I got for you, you got so this is imbalance in the positive polarity. And this is from the Pleiades, and this is from the past. And so let's see, there we go, a little less glare. And so with this card, basically this card shows up when there's this term pop culture likes to use called toxic positivity, where you literally feel like you're going to love and light your way out of every situation, when the reality is you're stuck in mud. And this is the reality. It's not bad. It's not good. This is just what it is. And so with this, they're asking you to look at reality for what it is, instead of saying, oh, I must have fallen into the mud because obviously I need mud medicine, and this mud medicine is going to give me earth for my root chakra. Or maybe the reality is you fell into the mud because you didn't tie your shoes and you tripped and you weren't present. And so they're asking you to look at the reality of what's happening in your life and the positivity. And this is with your health. And so with your health, they're saying that your health is basically the accumulation of all of your daily habits. That is what your health is, the sum total of all of your habits. And so if you look back and honestly, and you look at your habits, what have you been doing? Have you been exercising? Have you been showering? Have you been eating healthy foods? Have you been thinking positive thoughts? Or have you been doing that some of the time? Have you, I don't know, maybe even partaking in toxic activities? We're human. We do all of these things. And so when we realize that, oh, wait, I did this to myself. It changes everything. And then, but that's all about the healing. The enlightenment comes when you realize, when you take responsibility for the sum total of all of your actions. And this is how you got here. Okay. The next card I got for you is the Ace of Cups, but it was reversed. So the Ace of Cups is, for you, I'm feeling like you're going to have this huge aha moment, a realization of your feelings, your connection to yourself, your connection to your body. There has to be a shift, there has to be a change. And that shift and that change has to be for more than a day, more than a week. It kind of needs to be a lifestyle change. It can't be for the moment. It literally has to be a lifestyle change. And so the Ace of Cups usually represents emotions. And Alice, this is my Alice in Wonderland tarot deck. So Alice is holding this cup and she's like, aha, okay, I'm figuring out. It's like, I'm ready to create some change here. And so this is a new beginning in how you connect to yourself. The next card I got for you is the Five of Swords reversed. And so the Five of Swords reversed. So normally this is a card of like conflict. Awesome. Let's see. Great. So normally with the Five of Swords, for you, Tamara, this is an internal struggle. So this is your internal struggle with your health and what's going on for you. And so this relates once again back to your health and you making these changes. And they're saying resistance. You're resisting. Stop resisting and stop over intellectualizing and you're thinking too hard about it, and just do it. But step by step, small steps, baby steps. Absolutely. The cards always read me. Cards can do that. And so the bonus card that you got, ooh, this is a great one. Three of Cups. And so this feels like an overall card for you. So this is celebration. This is like, yeah, we're doing it. We're making progress. Like, this is a great card. So keep going, with this realization and knowing that there is an imbalance in your mindset before. Really, everything is all about the mindset. Once you create that shift in your mindset, then you have that breakthrough and you have the Three of Cups action here. And so your emotions will start. So if you think about emotions are literally your body's reaction to the environment or to a situation. And so your emotions will be happier, they'll be healthier, and you'll be like, aha, yay! And so that's what I got for you, Tamara. I hope you enjoyed. And I'm going to move on to the next person. Let me look into the chat. Trisha. Oh, okay, Trisha, all right. Okay. You sent me for a 2 card. Okay. All right, Trisha. Let's see. What topic do you want? Let's see. Trisha. Let's see. I'm looking to see. Did you tell me which topic? Okay. General. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say for you. You're so welcome, Tamara. Thank you. All right. Trisha. Shuffling for Trisha. Whoops. Dropped a card. That's one of them. All right, Trisha. Oh. Here's your other card. Okay. Ooh. The first card I got for you, Trisha, is Solar Consciousness. And so Solar Consciousness is an awesome card. So this card refers to having an awareness to something greater than just your earthly existence. Your solar consciousness. So if you think about like your solar plexus and your solar energy and your connection to the stars. And so when you have developed your physicality and you really start to work on your spiritual awareness and greatness, you move into your solar consciousness and how you were connected to all the other solar energies out there in the cosmos. So this is referring to star energy. And so currently right now, you're becoming more and more aware of your solar consciousness. You are having an awakening and an expansion, more of an expansion and a growth in yourself and in your spirit. Well, your spirit is complete, but you're becoming more and more aware of your spirit, what do you call it? The awareness of your spirit and its expansiveness. So who we are on this third rock from the sun is just one micro fragment of who we are in the great scheme and reality of this whole drama that we are all living within. And so with solar consciousness, you are expanding your awareness. You are realizing that you are so much greater than just this flesh vehicle right here, okay? And it's interesting because the next card that you got was homesickness. So sometimes you feel like there's like a sense of longing, and you don't know where it's coming from. Like you're literally homesick, and that's you connecting to your higher self. That's you connecting and expanding into your solar consciousness. Let's see if we can bring that into focus a little bit more for you. And so with this disconnection, the disconnection is actually an illusion. You're actually reconnecting and you're becoming more aware of what's happening. Because with the solar consciousness and you're realizing so much more, you realize that we are all connected and that you never lost the connection. But the connection, the homesickness comes from when you're not grounded. When you're not grounded into your body and honoring your earthly existence, where you can actually do this work and get back to or move on to the next thing that your heart seeks and desires, then it makes the whole expansion so much better, so much greater, so much more effective. So if the homesickness, it's an illusion of the mind. It's really a disconnection of your feet not being on the earth and you being all the way up here. I get the sense that you are a star seed wanting to reconnect with your star family, but your star family is actually connecting with you, but you're not getting the full-on message because if you're not grounded, the connection to the earth is not being made. So if you think about electricians or electricity, for that current to go all the way through, the message to go all the way through, the current has to be connected. And that is the current. The current is you being connected to the earth. And so even though you have this longing to want to go back home and be connected with your star family, the fastest way to be connected with them is actually here on Earth. So yes, keep working on your grounding. And I love that you showed up for the root chakra grid activation, because this is really going to help you with your grounding. The more you focus on it, the more you create what they call miracles. And you're like, oh, that's all I had to do? All I had to do was sit down and connect? No way. Like you have put all of these ideas and beautiful things into the ethers, and you're sending them out. But right now they're just kind of like balloons. They got the information, but they don't know how to come back to you. And the only way they can come back to you is if you yourself act as the grounding rod, because you have heaven and earth, and you are the connection point between heaven and earth. And so your feet literally have to be connected to the earth to receive that connection from the heavens. So that is the message I got for you, Trisha. I hope I hope that answered. Oh, perfect. Great. Thank you. And you're so welcome. All right, let's see who's next. Let's see. I got one from Charles Daniel. Charles Daniel, if you are present or your screen name, let me know. And it looks like you got a 2-card reading. General. Okay, for general. Charlie. Okay, awesome, Charlie. So we're going to pull for Charlie next. And for those who are just joining in, info of where to send to get a reading is pinned in the comments in the chat, in the live chat. And if you're just joining in, just say hello. Let me know where you're calling. Where's everyone from? I'm just curious. This is my first time actually going live by myself. So thank you for everyone that's come out. And if you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit the like button. And whoops. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So your cards came out. Toronto, Michigan. Nice. I'm in Opelika, Alabama. Nice. I'm in Mexico, and it's great. So, Charlie, the message for you. I'm excited for you. Like your guides are like, oh yeah. So the first card I got for you, Wisconsin. Nice. The first card I got for you is the Tower card. So sometimes people don't like the Tower card, but the Tower card is great. The Tower card is amazing. It's almost like, when a kid is at the beach making that sandcastle, and then it's done with the sandcastle and it just decides it just wants to kick that sandcastle over. Yeah, that's you right now. That is you with all the power, and you having the realization that you have the power, and that you are the creator. You are the co-creator of your existence, and whatever you have just completed, it has come to an end. And I get the sense that you just completed. Okay, you just completed a mess, or your beautiful masterpiece, or whatever experience that you needed to have. This is over. This thing that you have created that you thought was what you intended to be one thing ended up being a whole nother thing. It kind of turned into like this multi-tentacled monster in the end. It's now coming to an end with the Tower card. So whatever you're getting ready to move into, you're getting ready to shift chapters. We are in Scorpio season, and Scorpio season is all about death and endings. And so you are in alignment with the universe for what's happening in your world right now. And so the next card I got for you is the Judgment card. And so the Judgment card is also another really good card if you are in alignment with what you have been building. So they're telling me that you have been working on a project. And this project for it to manifest literally is what the Tower card is, okay? So the Tower card, so this old thing that was created, this old model, had to go to make way. Because now, as you are coming into alignment, the universe is like, okay, based on all of these variables that have been put into place, we can make a pretty good judgment here. And this judgment is whatever is in alignment for your highest and best. So what you have been working on and manifesting is now going to come into creation based on all the variables that you have put into place. So whatever you have been working on, Charlie, I get it's about to happen. But before it happens, it's going to feel and look like it's chaos. It may not even look like chaos. It may even make you happy. It may be a sigh of relief. But it may be uncomfortable as the chaos is happening, as the Tower moment is happening. Just trust and believe that there is a higher force in play here and that you are actually manifesting what you're desiring right now, or something better that you have been working towards is actually coming into fruition for you. So that is what I got for you, Charlie. I hope that helps. But they're saying like this is like an answer to your prayers, something that you've been working on for a really long time that hasn't been working, seemingly working, but it's because something else had to finish playing out. And as you did that, and you put the last piece into play, the Tower card is now here. So this is an ending. This is more like a beginning or an opening. So that's what I got for you, Charlie. Okay. So let's see. Toronto, Michigan. Oh, nice. South Carolina, Georgia. Cool. North Carolina, Charlotte. Awesome. Yeah. So everyone, thank you so much. If there's anyone else that wants to get a reading, I have time for one more reading. Otherwise, I will be back next week. I think I'm going to keep it on Wednesdays, and we'll just make that our crystal gridding day, and we can meet same time, same place. And I thank everyone. Let's see, is there anyone else? If there's anyone else, say something in the chat room. You got 30 seconds. Otherwise, thank you so much, everyone, for all of your support, and I hope to talk to you soon. And also, if there is, okay, just Chrissy. Okay, all right, awesome. Let me know if you want, what topic you want, and if you want 1 card, 2 card, 3 card, and I can do that for you. But in the meantime, for the rest of you that are here, if there is a special topic that you've been wanting me to cover for a long time that I have not, covered yet on my YouTube channel, please let me know. Send in the comments, connect with me. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, Crystal Sun Healing. I'm on Instagram as Crystal Sun Yogi, _ between each word, Crystal _ Sun _ Yogi. And of course, my website, crystalsunhealing.com. And you can find all of my links there. And let's see, just Chrissy. All right, I got you, Chrissy, coming up. Whoops. Whoa, okay. Chrissy, I got the Justice card for you. So this is also a very interesting card. I like this card. So Justice means the imbalance in your life, whether it's because you have lost something. I'm getting the sense that you lost something. it's going to be balanced out. The scales of justice are here to balance this out for you. So universal karmic action is headed your way. So if you look at this card, you can see like the Queen of Hearts with her sword and the King, I think that's the King of Cups. The King of Cups just sitting there nice and balanced, and they're weighing out the different things. They're making sure you are about to be brought into balance, okay? So now on the flip side, if you have overcompensated, if you have given out too much, something is going to be indiscriminately balanced out for you. And so just know that balance in your life is about to be restored, okay? And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It may not even be, I'm actually getting the sense, okay, they're telling me that it's an old debt that's going to be repaid. And it's going to come to you like a gift. And it is a gift, because everything is a gift. But with this gift or this rebalancing out, this is the universe just balancing things out, because you have been karmically out of balance for a little bit of time. And so when the Justice card is here, the Queen is like, okay, we're going to just cut off either from over here and bring it to you, or over here and bring it to them. And so this is balancing out the energetic exchange of reciprocity. So this feels like a relationship that you've had with someone where they've taken something from you, and now it's going to be gifted back to you. Maybe not directly from that person per se, but it's going to be given to you in a beautiful gift from another person that needs to balance out their own karmic energy as well. And so just receive is the message I'm hearing. They're telling me to tell you just receive and to be in gratitude. Because when you are in gratitude, that's just going to magnify your blessings even more so. All right, Chrissy? That is your reading. Okay. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. It is my pleasure. So, I think that's going to be it for readings tonight. Thank you, everyone. I will see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. and we will be working on the sacral chakra. So start looking for your sacral chakra crystals or sacral chakra items, and we will move right into it. Thank you so much, and namaste.